Good afternoon and welcome to this month's webinar, People and Team Building Part 1, Nurturing Your People and Building Exceptional Teams. So today's webinar is presented by North Star Strategic Partners. So who is North Star? We are a team of business strategists focused on helping your business increase profits. We ask the questions that you may not think to ask and examine the issues that may not always be at a surface level. North Star has helped numerous customers achieve, grow, and maintain prosperous businesses over the years. So, our speaker for today is Wendy Roberts. Wendy prides herself on creating winning strategies while helping her customers maximize their resources and their profits. As a CPA, she knows her way around corporate financials. As a former corporate finance executive and a startup CFO, Wendy offers a broad insight into finding solutions to help her customers achieve exceptional growth and financial success. She has a bachelor's degree in accounting from Indiana University, MBA courses at University of Tampa, and years of experience counseling customers on financial and profitable success. Wendy is a member of Audit Committee and a published author. She is originally from the Midwest and was raised in a working class family. One of her most favorite and cherished hobbies is cycling. She never fails to miss a weekend cycling in the Bay Area. So, just a few house rules. All questions will be answered towards the end of the webinar. A recording will be sent along with a short survey to your email address. So let's hear it from Wendy.
Thank you, Shai, and thank you everyone who's joining us today on our webinar. This is a multi-series that we do every year, and we're going to be talking about the fourth point of focus, which is people and team building. So as a reminder, I wanted to go over very quickly the 4 points of focus and the methodology that we use to be able to build profitable, scalable businesses. Now, in the concept of the 4 points of focus, I want you to think about incorporating all of those together to build a valuable company. So the first one is marketing strategies, and we covered that earlier in the year, towards February, I believe. That talks about your ability to target your customer. Who's your customer? How do you talk to that customer? And what does it cost you to do it? What's your ROI? We also talk about your SWOT analysis, as well as having a marketing budget to be able to know whether or not you're properly spending. Now, the second area, which is the green, is for money, financial structure and growth. Do you have the right legal entity to maximize your tax benefits? Do you have a system in place to measure yourself how you're doing to other industry? Do you have a plan to properly manage your cash flow? And do you have a plan to be able to grow your business? The third area is the orange, operational excellence. That means to optimize, having your processes documented, having them flow charted, knowing how systems work, making sure that your systems talk to each other so you maximize the benefits and you drive more net profit. And then the last is people and team building, which we're going to talk about today. This is part 1. We're going to have part 2 next month. So people and team building is, do you have the right people in the right place? And are they an engaged team? That's the blue for trust. Now, all of these combined together create an organization of value. Now, how do we measure value? We measure value by profitability. 87% of businesses are not profitable, are just barely making it. That is not a good statistic. We want you to be in the win category. create more profit for your business. So therefore, if you have more profit, you can then take that money and invest it back into your company to create more sustainability over time. As you create sustainability over time, you then can start investing in the growth of your business. All three of these elements need to exist in order to have a successful business that someone will want to pay a multiple for when you're ready to move on. Now, the magic formula for success, as I mentioned to you, the marketing strategies, the financial structure for growth, organizational excellence, people and team building. Our concept is that you have to have all four of these pillars in order to build a great company. Now, within each of these, we help you build a profitability plan. So we'll have a profitability plan for marketing. We'll have a profitability plan for finance. We'll have a profitability plan for operations and a profitability plan for people and team building. This is your key to success. And the more proficient you are in each one of these pillars, the more successful you're going to be. And that is your key to building a company of value. Now let's talk about the fourth point of focus. Remember, that's the blue. So blue meaning trust, trusting your people. So why do you feel you can focus on your people and team building? Your people are your greatest assets. They make up your company. If you don't have an engaged team, you cannot possibly achieve the maximum benefit from the mission that you're trying to go for as you have your own business. Positive relationships are very vital. We have probably all had one bad egg in our team, and we know what kind of effect that has on motivation and morale for the rest of the team. We can't have bad apples in our company. We need to move them out of our company. Having positive relationships where people interact, they feel comfortable sharing ideas. They're more likely to come up with innovative ideas and solutions to problems. You cannot possibly know everything that's going on in your business. If you do, you're doing too much. You're not in the role of a CEO. You're more in the role of doing everything on a day-to-day basis and not trusting your team to help you grow. If you want to grow your team, if you want to grow your company, to be engaged. And another thing too about focusing on your team, when you put trust in that team, you are able to attract and retain talent. We know how difficult it is today to have really good talent. There's already a labor shortage, as you know, not only in the construction industry, but in almost all categories, including accounting. So, what other questions that you might want to ask yourself are, does your employees feel comfortable speaking up and sharing? You want them to be comfortable. You want to create a safe space for them so they share ideas. Everyone has a different personality. Everyone has a way of looking at something differently. And these ideas can then formulate into something that may become a wonderful extra opportunity for you to make money. Employees also want to feel respected and valued. Making sure that you have the tone at the top, that it gets filtered down. People know that it's okay to speak up and it's okay to provide information. They want to make sure they're part of the team, they're adding value. And they want to know that they can trust their employees and their managers. That's so very key. Now, when you look at employees and team building, if they feel like they're part of the team, they're going to be much more engaged. There'll be free-flowing information back and forth. It will be an environment that's comfortable for everyone. And you also want to have them have that work-life balance. That's so very important. Many millennials and X-Gens and Gen Zs, that's a very important thing for them. So you as a manager need to be keyed into allowing a work-life balance. Working from home is a very good option. A split hybrid model is a good option. So making sure your employees feel comfortable, that they feel heard, that they feel valued, and that they have a good work-life balance will help you create an environment that will create more profitability for your company. Now you might be wondering, where do I get this information? I actually get it from the book that I wrote called The Only Business Compass You Will Ever Need. And we'll learn about that in a little bit. But I wanted to share with you from the book the top 10 most important qualities of a highly functioning team. The first one is clear and aligned purpose. Do they understand your vision, the goals of the team? Have you set the expectations so they know what they need to deliver on? Clear and aligned purpose. The second is clear roles and responsibilities. Everyone wants to know what is required of them. What is it that they need to do to make sure that you, as the owner or the manager, is happy with what they're doing? It's very important that people understand how they have roles and responsibilities. They can then function so that they can be successful in that role. The third area is trust and mutual respect. They need to be able to trust their team members. There has to be a mutual respect. I've been a manager for well over 25 years, and I can say the one thing that I always focused on was respect. Respect for that employee, and I expect it back. And it didn't matter to me when I worked for multi-billion-dollar companies, whether it was the CEO or the janitorial service. I still treated them with the same respect that you would want to be returned as a human being. The next is open and clear communication. You want that openness to be talking to each other. The team members need to feel comfortable that what they say is not going to be ridiculed. So open communication, trust, mutual respect, that's so very important. The next is collaboration and teamwork. I cannot stress this more. That is the fourth point of focus, people and team building. When you have a team that is focused on the mission and what you want to do with the company, and they feel part of that solution, they will give you 150%. You want team members in your company who contribute, and they want to contribute in order to achieve your goals as a company. The next area is problem solving and creativity. They want the independence, they want the ability to create solutions for problems that they see. Again, you can't manage every single part of your business. If you do, you're not doing yourself justice or the company justice. Trust in your team. This is the message I want to try to express today. Trust in your team. Don't be afraid to delegate. When you delegate, others will then empower themselves. Your team members will empower themselves, and they will come up with solutions to problems you maybe didn't even know existed. And it will create an idea and feeling of creativity. Again, possibly opening up an avenue for more profit or a new product or service you hadn't thought about. The next item is continuous learning and improvement. As a manager, I made sure I focused on having my staff be able to grow both professionally and personally in their lives. And that went a long way for me as a manager because number one, it allowed them to explore and create new opportunities for themselves. And by the byproduct, I had a very good, wonderful team that worked very well together. One of the things that I also did was understand my team members' strengths and weaknesses. What were their strengths and what were their weaknesses? Then I built the team around those managers and hired the staff to support those managers. I hired the managers to support my weaknesses. So another area is adaptability and flexibility. Creating, again, that tone at the top, that independence, that they can be adaptable, that they can be that flexibility in their job and they can think about things that are innovative and creative so that you as a company can then move forward. The next is leadership and motivation. People want to take on roles. They want to be able to expand themselves. If you allow a team member to be able to lead with others and you see that progress, promote them. Create another opportunity for them to lead. It may not be a promotion. Maybe you give them a project so that they move in a forward fashion with your company. Again, you may find that it may end up having an opportunity for you that you never even thought about. And the last one is accountability. Team members have to be accountable for their responsibilities and their roles and their actions. Making sure you have the tone at the top, delegate, have people know their expectations, and have them accountable for the things that they do perform in their business. Now, accountability can be things like employee reviews, etc., etc. So let's switch over a little bit to communication. I kind of alluded to that in the last comment. But if you want to bolster employee interaction and really build a great team, you have to have some communication with the whole team. So I would recommend holding regular team meetings. That may be a Monday morning staff meeting. That may be more frequently because you're working on a special project, whatever the case may be, but have regular team meetings. And then create within that team meeting an opportunity for people to express themselves. Again, you may come across ideas you never even thought about during that team meeting. I know it's happened to me, and I'm pretty darn sure it's going to happen to you as well. The next is to create an internet or collaboration platform. There's several of them out there. There's Slack, there is Microsoft Teams, there's all different types that are out there. But what it does, it allows people to communicate within the company, and it might just be a quick, text or just a quick email, whatever the case may be. But it's a way to be able to communicate and do it very quickly and efficiently. So as I mentioned, email and instant messaging, it's so very, very important to have that realm of communication. And then the last, and this has kind of gotten a little bit wonky a little bit with COVID, but have face-to-face communication, whether that's in person or like we have on today with Zoom or another platform, GoToMeeting, whatever the case may be. These will encourage face-to-face communication. There's nothing you can say better than being able to collaborate with somebody, either over the camera or in person. Goes a long way. So when we talk about interpersonal relationships in your company, and we talk about what makes a really great team, those 10 factors, how you communicate, with your staff so that they know that they are well respected and valued, it starts with you, the CEO, and the tone at the top. So how you role model yourself, how you communicate with your staff, how your ability to delegate and trust your staff goes a long way in defining your company culture. Now, there's different types of company structure, and that's our bullet point number 3. And I'll just go that very quickly and then come back to the personality types. A company can be structured like flat, where there's more interaction, or it can be a hierarchy, which you have in very large companies. Whatever your structure is, you can build a company culture that can foster relationships within your company. It can also foster innovation and technology changes that, again, can help you drive more profit to the bottom line. And when I mentioned about strengths and weaknesses of an employee, there's also personality types. There's a couple of tests out there. I talk about that in the book. There's the DISC, there's the Myers-Briggs, there's other personality tests. But I would encourage you, just for the fun of it, do one of those tests and then share your results. You'll find out a whole lot of information about someone that you didn't know. And it can be a lot of fun. I've done this myself. It can be a lot of fun sharing information. You also will learn a lot about your team. You need different personality types in your company. If you have the same personality type all throughout your organization, you're not going to grow. You're not going to be able to scale to the level that you want. Different personality types look at things with a different approach. They look at things with a different set of eyes and a different mindset, so that therefore, again, you're encouraging your team to be more innovative, which is what you want. So what happens when you achieve positive relationships within your company? I've alluded to this all the way through. The first is increased productivity. When people feel respected, when they feel valued, when they feel like they're contributing to the overall arching mission of the company, they're way more productive. I can tell you this for the last, like I said, 25 plus years that I've been a manager. It does make a difference. And I talk about how to, create that trust within the book. There's some great material in there on how to be able to motivate employees, how to reprimand when you need to, how to set expectations, all of that. It's so very important. The other area is improved morale and low turnover. It costs money to hire somebody and train somebody. If you can keep to your your staff over the next several years, it will pay for itself in loads, because your staff creates relationships with your customers, and that's okay. You want that relationship. You can't possibly talk to everyone, nor should you. You should be relying on your staff to have those great communications. The next, it fosters innovation. I've talked about that several times on this webinar. Innovation is the key to success for your business. It allows you to look at things differently, to be able to grow your company and scale your business. And then last, when you have these great positive relationships, you attract and keep your top talent. You want the top talent. You want people who contribute to the mission of the company. You don't want to pay someone who's just there for a paycheck. Just don't. People employees either cost you money or they make you money. You want that to make you money. So I love this quote from Sir Richard Branson. Probably one of my favorite. I follow him on LinkedIn. He says, a company's employees are its greatest assets. and your company and your people are your product. So it's very important. A company's employees are its greatest assets, and your people are your product. So I want you to ponder that for just a minute. How you might be able to take that quote and put it into your business. Make sure that you are looking at your employees from a different lens if need be. Or maybe you're already doing it. Good for you. Keep doing it because your employees are your greatest asset. That's what helped you grow a business and a business of value. Now, what are the next steps? So, if you like what you heard today, you can order the book called The Only Business Compass You Will Ever Need, The 4 Points of Focus. Here's the QR code. It's available on Amazon, either in Kindle or in voice audio, or find the book. Also, I give a free 30-minute consult if you'd like to talk a little bit more about this subject or the other 3 points of focus, the marketing strategies, the financial structure and growth, or the operations part of your company, the operational excellence. Please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to have that 30-minute consult with you. And if you think about putting in an action plan for your service for our services, please reach out to us. We'll give you information here how you can do that. So our services here, we provide strategic coaching and advising using our custom 4 points of focus. That is a registered trademark, is also some proprietary information that we share with you to help you grow your business. We do evaluations and creations of operational processes. We look at customizing your flow, your cash flow. How are you doing it? Can you do it better? We build out a plan, a profitability plan to help you manage your cash better so that you can put that money back into your business and grow it and scale it. We offer customized on-demand CFO services if that's something that you need. And we help you create key ratios and KPIs so that you can then keep your employees accountable to things that you want to measure and again grow the business. And then last, if you're looking to find out what might my company be worth if I want to sell it in a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years from now, we can help you build a valuation. There's 3 different types of strategies for building a value of a company. We implement all 3 of those and we give you a really good range of what we think your company is worth today. So here's how you can get in touch with us. This is the main number, and then you can dial 1 to get to me directly or one of our other staff members. info@northstar-sp.com, and then finally is our website. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or on LinkedIn. Here's our upcoming webinars. We actually have People and Team Building Part 2. That's going to be in August the 27th, I believe. Then we're going to go to the last chapter of the book, which is your end game, your strategic exits. That's going to be happening in September. And then in October, we're going to do a refresh again of the 4 points of focus. So we hope that you enjoyed this webinar today. Shai, I'll turn it over to you for any questions that we might have been asked here on the webcast.
Thank you. We have a couple of questions that came in today, Wendy. So the first one is, why is it crucial for companies to invest in developing their people and teams, and what impact does this investment have on overall business success?
Great question. So I think I alluded to that. I think first and foremost, innovation, creativity, and how do you get a payoff from that? Profitability. So you might, like I mentioned, and I've had this happen not only with me, but with our customers, in that with their employees, they've come up with a great idea. We then turned that into a marketing opportunity that generated a lot more business for that company, And then from that generated business, we were able to grow that company substantially. So that was from an employee offering a suggestion about how to improve something, and it innovated the entire process for that particular product. It was amazing.
Perfect. And then the second question that we got, what strategies can organizations implement to create an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing ideas and collaborating?
Okay. I think I kind of touched on that too. The number one thing for me, and also being, a manager, both from my company and then previous, when I worked in corporate, is that it really starts at the tone at the top. Starts at you, the CEO, setting those expectations as to what the mission of the company is, delegating, and setting up a framework that people feel comfortable about contributing their ideas, their innovation, their creativity, creating that safe space, that positive environment. Because when you create a positive environment, you're going to see the success for those rewards, those investments that you made in your people. It's going to be exponential.
Alrighty. And the last question, we still have room for one more question. How can companies effectively measure and improve the level of respect and value employees feel from their colleagues and managers?
Their employees, what? I'm sorry?
Oh, let me repeat the question. How can companies effectively measure and improve the level of respect and value what employees are feeling from their colleagues and managers?
Okay, so I think that there's a lot of things in there. So the first thing I probably would do would be an employee survey. You can do it anonymously. There's third parties out there that do it. It'll give you an idea of where your employees are and what they think about the company, what do they think of management, and that will be a good look inside to see if you are operating as you think you're operating. So that's one thing I might recommend is an employee survey. Now and this is on the management side. Now on the holding an employee accountable side, I would suggest that there be KPIs. We talked about that, some of the services we offer. We develop KPIs, or key performance indicators, for companies so we can measure. There are different things you can measure with different ratios and different formulas, different measurements. And so we would establish those, or I would encourage you to establish those within your business and periodically check them, whether that's monthly, quarterly, semi-annual. Probably annual is a little too long, but you might have an annual indicator like year to date or year end. But I think employee surveys are a wonderful tool to use, as well as setting up key performance indicators called KPIs.
Thank you. And those are the questions that we have for today.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. We try to make these webinars very concise so that you can get back to your day. We want to thank you for taking the opportunity for me to share information with you. And also thank you for taking time out of your busy day and joining us today. We hope to see you in August, and it's coming up fast. So we'll hope to see you in August, September, and October. And yeah, until then, we'll talk to you again soon. We'll do part 2 in August. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.